So we'll be using a drop D tuning here. So just take that low E, drop it down a whole step, and we'll end up with D, A, D, G, B, E. Right, so just nice simple one finger power chords going on here. And for this intro section here, it's kind of like a truncated bit of the chorus. And we start up here at the 7s on the D, A, D here. And this will be an A power chord. And with this, we just kind of give it a couple hits. Then we do some muted strings, so we would just lightly touch the strings, not press down, and then do a couple hits. So it'd be like, alright, and then we just come off to a big open low D power chord, so just the open D, A, D there. And with this, we kind of hit it, and then we give a slight little hesitation, and then like 3 more down strums. Alright, now we just go back to our 7s here, a couple hits on that. Do the muted strings a couple times, and then we just come off to the big open power chord and just cut it there. Okay, so it's like a real concise version of the chorus, which we'll see later here. The verse kicks in here, and technically you could say there's like two layers here that you could play with. The first is like a real apparent just kind of lead line. And this could be, you know, a guitar with some effects on it, or like maybe a keyboard or a synth or something like that. But what it's doing is just kind of playing with like the 3 high strings here. And it's just this shape here, really. We do the G, 6, B, 5. Alright, and we just hold the notes out just like that. And then we'll do these little pickup notes into the high E, which is 4, 5. And then we hit the 6G, 5B again. Okay, let those ring. And then from there, you can just start it all over. Okay. And if you want to just play chords in the verse, there isn't really like a real clear like guitar just strumming away on chords or anything, but like the overall feel of the chords happening here. It's just 2, and you know, kind of interesting voicings here. We start with this a G flat or F sharp 7, and it's without the 3rd. So basically just doing the 4th fret here on the D, A, D, and then we'll have a 6 G with the 5B. And if you want, you can throw in the open high E with it. It's just an extra little high octave there. All right, and with this, you can just kind of like down strum them, hit like 3 hits on it, just. And then basically all we do here is just lift off the 4s. We keep that same 6G, 5B, open high E. And it's that same kind of feel where like we'll hit the opens and then a little hesitation and then just keep strumming on it. And we strum out maybe like a dozen more times. Something like that. And that whole thing will just kind of loop. It's, you know, chilled out, you're not like hammering on it. But you know, for the chords, if you want to do that, that's what's happening there. Once we get to the chorus, like I said, this will just be an expanded look at kind of what we did in the intro. So we're going to hit our couple 7s on the DAD here, the muted strings, open. Alright, and then we just strum this out now. This is kind of where the change is. We just hold things, sections a little longer. We just strum out these opens now for about a dozen times or so. Alright, and then the only other difference really is we're going to kind of like alternate different endings here. So we go through it once just like that, and then basically we repeat it all, but we leave off maybe 4 of those open strums, and instead of doing those final 4 open strums, we go to 3rd fret power chord here at the F on the DAD. Just hit it a couple times, move it down a fret to the 2nd fret for the E power chord a couple times there. So it would be. Alright, and then basically we would do the first run through again, alright, just staying on the opens. And then the final run through, we cut a bunch of those opens. You know, we get to maybe like, you know, the first little hesitation, a few more, and then we go right to the 3s, stay on the 3s for about 5 strums or so, and then move it down to a few 2s. So that would be. So basically just kind of like alternating the endings and, you know, switching up how many of those opens we stay on. So just a little shuffle there with the composition, nothing too wild. After that, basically we'll get two different post-chorus riffs. The first one, we go to the 4th fret here, power chord on the D-A-D, the G flat 5, it's just the 5, no extra stuff there. And with this, we do a couple hits, do a couple muted strings, repeat that again, a couple hits on the 4s, a couple muted strings, and then we come off to like 4 open power chord hits, and with this you can just like alternate it, just alright, something like that. Repeat that whole thing 3 times, and then the final time we go through it, we do our 4s, the muted strings, 4s, muted strings, then we come up to 7s, and then hit 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so just the final bit there, a little switcheroo. Other than that, after the second chorus, we get a new little thing. And this is real straightforward, nothing wild. We just go to the 4th fret power chord on the D-A-D, and we just hang on it for, you know, a dozen, maybe 16 strums, and then just quarter note hits. Something like that. We just stay on it for a bit. And the only other new element that happens in the song is we get this, what I would call like a bridge section. It's basically the chorus pattern, but you know, in the background there's a guitar doing that, but there's a new little kind of lead thing happening over it, and it's nothing too wild. It's just kind of like this octave thing happening, and what you want to do is just hit the 4 on the A and the 6 G, hit that, let it ring for a bit, alright, and then we drop it down to this B octave at the 2A, 4 on the G. And with this, it's kind of a similar feel where like we'll hit it, hesitate slightly, and then just start strumming on it for maybe a dozen times. Alright, and we just repeat that up to maybe about 6, 7 of those strums again, but instead of staying on the 2 and 4 the second time through, we come up and we hit 5 and 7 for like 4 times. Alright, and then we would repeat it the same way the first time, you know, the 4 and 6 to the 2 and 4s, stay on the 2 and 4s for about a dozen times or so, and then the final run through, we do our 4 to 6 to the 2 and 4s, you know, maybe half a dozen or so, come up to the 5 and 7s, and then finish with a quick 7 and 9. Something like that. It's just a little subtle little thing at the very end of it. So after that bit, it's a lot of parts we've seen already, and after you get those all together, the song should be all set for you.